Hi, I'm Mitch, teaching pastor at Black Hawk Ministries, and I want to thank you for joining us today for the Bible Hour. The message you're about to see is what I entitled an epilogue to Kidnapped, Satan's attempt to abduct our children, the next generation. And as I sat and listened to the series and participated in it with a message, the thought kept coming back to me that sin is the real issue. Sin in the parents, sin in the children. Sin is desiring life apart from God, and it occurs in predominantly four ways. And it's interesting, there are four different Greek words used in the New Testament for those ways that we sin. And I use my four daughters to demonstrate this through a basketball illustration. But I'd like you to just maybe think about it right now for yourself. The first way that we sin is that we just miss the mark. We try to make the shot, but we miss it. For example, if we're shooting a free throw, when we make 88 out of 100, we're not trying to miss those 12. So we try to make it, and yet we miss. We fall short. That's one way we sin. The second way is that we shoot, miss, and then tell everyone that we made it. We twist a wrong to make it right. That's the second way we do that. And you might think, well, do I ever do that? Because I think we do it a lot more than we realize. It's justifying a mistake in our lives. The third way that we do this is we miss on purpose. We absolutely go up to the free throw line and we miss on purpose. It's no law. It's lawlessness. It's just breaking the law. And we do that sometimes when we get really, really angry and we want something done a particular way. And, it's not just in us, it's in our kids, and they're doing the same thing. And then there's the fourth way, and that's leaving good undone. The last verse in James 4 says that anyone who knows the good he ought to do and doesn't do it sins. So it's like walking up to the free throw line and not shooting at all. What I was amazed to discover was that in each one of those contexts, each usage of these four Greek words for sin was a context of grace, that God offers undeserved love, unmerited favor in Christ for each of these four sins. And so grace really becomes not just an idea, not just a principle, but Christ in me. And if Christ is in me, then I become a disciple of His, and that's where I transition in the message to what I call the four turns in discipline. Discipline is the steering wheel of grace. Discipline and disciple come from the same root word, which means to learn. And discipline, the first turn, is that we teach. We teach our kids. A definition for that you'll see in the message is, I do, you watch. I do, you watch. The second turn is train. It's equipping our children. Proverbs 22:6 says that we should train our children. And that's I do, you help, kind of like an apprentice approach. The third turn is to test. You do, I help. It allows our children to have an opportunity to succeed or fail. It gives them an opportunity to choose what's right and to have opportunity maybe not to choose what's right. And then the impurities rise to the top, and that leads us to turn 4, which is to transform. Our job as a parent is to get ourselves out of a job. And that is, you do, child, you do, I watch. And what is really interesting to me, that teach, train, test, transform, isn't just true in parenting. It's true in making disciples in my career, in my workplace, or when I coach. It's a universal truth that is so powerful. And it happens through Christ in us. It's not us in and of ourselves. It's Christ in us. We embrace Him as teacher. We embrace Christ as trainer, Christ as tester, Christ as transformer. And we not only become disciples, but we make disciples. So sit back, grab a cup of hot chocolate or coffee, and kind of process this in your own life and allow the Spirit of God to meet you where you are in your own circumstances. And one thing I'd just like you to consider is using the Bible in your own life, reading through the Bible in your own life to model for your kids what you'd like them to do. 2 Timothy 3:16 talks about words that are real close to these four T's, and that the Bible is good for that, to teach, to train, to test. I think it says rebuke in 2 Timothy 3:16, and to correct or to transform. And so the Bible, used humbly and modeled in our own lives, is what gets through to our kids. So let God do what only God can do as you watch this, and as maybe get out your own Bible and look at the verses that I share. Thank you, Corbin and team. I'm Mitch. I'm a teaching pastor here at Black Hawk Ministries, and today will be an epilogue to Kidnapped, an epilogue to the series on Kidnapped. You know, I was thinking about the problem just in one word with our next generation and with us is sin, desiring life apart from God. So I've asked my 4 daughters if they would come up here, please, and help me illustrate what the Bible shows is the 4 predominant ways that we sin. There are 4 ways that we sin, and we're going to use a basketball analogy. Would you grab the girls' ball, please, Maggie? And we're going to use a basketball analogy to show you. It's 4 different Greek words. It's very interesting, the context and the usages. And so they all decided to join me to help me do this. And we'll just see how it goes with Haley. This is Haley's 3rd birthday today, right there. Happy birthday, baby. And Maggie's going to show us the first way. Megan plays for Lakewood Park Christian School. She's 16. That's a scary thought in of itself. She's a junior, and I helped coach her. And Megan was like, I think, the leading scorer of freshman year, and she was one of the leading rebounders in the state last year, and she's worked really hard this summer. And Megan, we're going to make it, we like to simulate game experiences, so you're going to be the opposing crowd as Megan simulates a free throw. So you ready? Okay, come on. You're the opposing crowd. Louder, louder. Hey. Now, when Michael Jordan steps up to the line and he makes 88 out of 100, he is not missing the 12 on purpose that he misses. He misses when he's trying to make it.